The woman who took on Jeffrey Epstein. Why Virginia Giuffres' story refuses to fade. Her name shook palaces, courtrooms, and political circles, and even in death, Virginia Giuffres refuses to fade from global headlines. Once a teenage victim in one of the most far-reaching sex trafficking scandals of the 21st century, she helped expose how power protected predators. From elite universities to Buckingham Palace, Giuffres' allegations ripped through institutions once thought untouchable. And now, with the Trump administration declaring that convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein did not maintain a so-called client list, her story has returned to the spotlight. Virginia Giuffres' story isn't just one of survival, it significantly shaped the public's understanding of sex trafficking involving the global elite. From the moment she stepped forward with allegations against Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew to the renewed debate following her tragic death in 2025, Giuffres' name has remained linked to a case that continues to provoke international attention. Here's a detailed explainer on who Virginia Giuffres was, her role in the Epstein investigation, and the recent political controversy involving her name. Nanan Virginia Louise Roberts was born in 1983 in Sacramento, California, and raised in Florida. She experienced a difficult childhood marked by instability, including time in foster care and episodes of homelessness. At 16, she began working as a locker room attendant at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in Palm Beach, Florida. According to her own accounts and legal filings, it was there that she encountered Ghislaine Maxwell, who later introduced her to Jeffrey Epstein. Maxwell, later convicted of trafficking offenses, allegedly recruited Giuffres under the pretense of providing job opportunities and financial support. Nanan Giuffres has stated in interviews and lawsuits that Epstein and Maxwell groomed and coerced her into what she described as sexual servitude. My whole life revolved around just pleasing these men and keeping Ghislaine and Jeffrey happy. Their whole entire lives revolved around sex. Virginia Giuffres, from her 2016 deposition, as cited by the Washington Post. She alleged that she was trafficked across state and international lines to provide sexual services to men in Epstein's circle. Among the individuals she named was Prince Andrew, Duke of York. Giuffres claimed she was trafficked to him as a minor, including an alleged incident in London when she was 17. A photograph of Giuffres, Prince Andrew, and Ghislaine Maxwell taken during that period received global media attention. Prince Andrew has denied the allegations. Giuffres also accused attorney Alan Dershowitz, though both parties later dropped legal action, with Giuffres stating she may have been mistaken in her identification. Nanan in a 2019 interview with NBC's Dateline, Giuffres had said, "I was trafficked to politicians and academics and royalty." Giuffres was one of the first victims to bring legal action against Epstein, filing a civil suit in 2009 under the alias Jane Doe 102. She went public with her identity by 2015 and began speaking out about the broader implications of Epstein's trafficking operations. A 2019 interview with the BBC's Panorama marked a turning point in public perception. In the interview, Giuffres detailed the alleged abuse she endured and the network of powerful figures she claimed were complicit. The interview sparked public and legal scrutiny that contributed to further lawsuits and the unsealing of previously confidential documents. In 2021, she filed a civil lawsuit against Prince Andrew in the United States. The case was settled out of court in 2022. Although the Duke of York did not admit to any wrongdoing, the royal family faced intense criticism, and Andrew was stripped of official duties. "I want justice. I want accountability. And I want people to know the truth about what happened to me and so many others," she had said in her 2019 BBC Panorama interview. Nanan beyond the courtroom, Giuffres worked as an advocate for other survivors. She founded the non-profit organization Soar Speak Out, Act, Reclaim, which focuses on helping victims of human trafficking. She also appeared in documentaries, including Netflix's Jeffrey Epstein Filthy Rich, where she recounted her experiences. Her testimony was considered important during the investigation and conviction of Ghislaine Maxwell, who was found guilty in 2021 on 5 of 6 federal counts, including sex trafficking of minors and conspiracy. Maxwell was sentenced in June 2022 to 20 years in prison. Nan Jeffrey Epstein died in August 2019 while in federal custody. His death was ruled a suicide by official investigations, though it has remained a source of public skepticism. On April 25, 2025, Giuffres died by suicide at her residence in Neargaby, Western Australia, at the age of 41. She had reportedly been hospitalized weeks earlier following a car accident and was suffering from kidney failure. Authorities ruled out foul play, and her family noted that her physical and emotional health had sharply declined in the months leading up to her death. Her passing prompted tributes from survivors' advocacy groups, legal experts, and journalists who had followed her case. Her role in bringing global attention to sex trafficking networks was widely acknowledged. Nan and the so-called Epstein client list is often cited in media and online discussions. In reality, the term refers broadly to Epstein's seized phone books, flight logs, and contact lists, many of which contain names of acquaintances, business associates, and public figures. However, no definitive government-verified list of individuals implicated in criminal activity has ever been released. On July 8, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice (DOJ) and FBI concluded that Epstein did not have a so-called client list that could implicate high-profile associates, and that he did take his own life, contradicting long-held conspiracy theories about the infamous case. While campaigning last year, President Donald Trump promised to release files relating to the disgraced financier. According to a Tupich DOJ and FBI memo, investigators found no incriminating list of clients and no credible evidence that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. On July 8, 2025, House Democrats escalated pressure on the Justice Department by demanding the release of all documents from the Jeffrey Epstein investigation that mention or reference President Donald Trump. In a formal letter addressed to Attorney General Pam Bondi, Congressman Jamie Raskin and 15 other members of the House Judiciary Committee accused the DOJ of concealing evidence of potential criminal wrongdoing by President Trump. The letter cited mounting public concern and pointed to a notelet post by Elon Musk, which had claimed that Trump was named in the sealed Epstein files. The lawmakers argued that full transparency was essential to restore public trust in the justice system. Nan swipe left for next video. With Jeffrey Epstein dead, Ghislaine Maxwell incarcerated, and Virginia Giuffres no longer alive, the full truth about the network they were part of may never emerge. Giuffres' testimony and legal action remain central to ongoing demands for transparency. Lawmakers, advocacy groups, and segments of the public continue to call for the release of all relevant records, especially those involving high-profile individuals. As new questions surface, particularly around political connections, the pressure on institutions to disclose more information is unlikely to subside. Latest blogs.